Ha, there they go. That hand clap was bad. Hold on. Ha, there they go. Yeah, I need that sound wave oscillation just to vibrate through your heart one time. Shake up the vibrations. But this once again is another edition of your brother ascended the CooKING with the crown to bring that frown upside down so we could spiral back up to the non-ether health and nutrition and optimal levels of health. I'm back with a nice little recipe. I know it's been a minute, but I just been grinding, you know what I'm saying, young? You know how it go. So I just been making a whole bunch of other moves, but nevertheless, I don't make concessions to the excuses as to why I haven't given y'all some new fresh recipes. So came across some very fly ingredients that we could culminate into a nice little burrito situation once again. I know y'all remember the nice black rice burrito, right? The initial black rice burrito that I went ahead and spearheaded into the realm of, you know, plat de delect, right? With the black rice and the collard green leaves. But this time we're gonna go ahead and switch it on up and switch it around and flip it back into alignment and get it all the way on a nice raw veganistic space of health, nutrition, and the type of guilty pleasure that you're gonna be like, yo, this is healthy for me? This is real. This right this a healthy for me? It couldn't healthy for me? Nah, hold on, I got it. So let's go ahead, we're gonna go ahead and make ourselves some nice little paleo wraps, all right? You've probably already seen the posts on any one of my social media platforms, whether it be Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, or, you know, other ones that I may be getting involved with, you know what I mean? Look out for that. But yeah, this right here is a nice little paleo wraps we're gonna be using today, all right? Hopefully you can see that good. All right, this right here is really dope. These have a wealth of things, but we're gonna get into that, all right? But yeah, today we're gonna make the same black rice burrito, but we're gonna make it with a whole different wrap and a few other secret ingredients that really give it a hold on, let's just make sure this is focused. All right, cool. Yeah, we're just gonna do this with a whole different array of ingredients that really give it a nice little secret kick and extra boom into the pertains of your mind and your soul and your sensual vibration. Okay, let's stop talking and let's get into it. Let's get and a lot of other videos, what I wanted to do is go ahead and teach you guys how to actually make the perfect grain complement to whatever dish or plat de delect you're having for your meals, maybe breakfast, lunch, dinner, all right? And how to just make it in the perfect consistency all the time. I've done it on my Instagram or other social media platforms, possibly Snapchat in the future, who knows. Yeah, I know I'm not heavy with all this technology, but I try to utilize it if that's where the people is at. But nevertheless, I'm gonna show y'all how to make it in this video, okay? I may have failed to do it in the past, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it right now. So we're gonna culminate that all into this recipe. You know, we're gonna bring back into effect the masterful, the beautiful, the divine, right? Nice little black rice situation in here. Okay, now for this burrito, what we're gonna be using for the interim of the wrap, we're gonna go ahead and, you know, utilize some nice grainy substance within the interim, which is right now. All right, so how to cook quinoa or even black rice. Very simple, okay? What you wanna do, now I can use a cup, but this has measurements, but I guess it doesn't really matter. This is what I keep my herbs in. You don't know the herb is for the healing of the nation, yeah? Boom, yeah. Okay, so, but nevertheless, this is my herb jar, but this is about 1 cup in measurement, right? So, essentially, when you're talking about measurements, when you get your pot, all right, throw back to the glass pot is still here, still surviving. This is passed down from the maroon town, so it's always gonna be with me, nevertheless. What if I just dropped it in a breaker just now? I'd have been so sad. Okay, enough of the jokes. Moving forward. So you can have 1 cup of whatever grain of your select, right? You utilize about 1 cup. And if, say for instance, you fill this all the way up to the top, this is fully 1 cup of black rice. You want to use 2 cups of water, right? 2 cups of good water, right? That is going to be able to then cover the grain. And that essentially is going to give you the right amount of ratio of water, so it's not too soggy and it's not too grainy, like you chewing on raw grains that haven't sprouted yet. So that won't be a good look and it won't be tasteful. So, all right, so what we want to do is go ahead and get on in the pot and get this grains cooking up. All right. So we're gonna put our 1 cup of black rice situated. All right. So I already know the measurements by being able to eyeball it. Honestly, but I thought I'd give you that cup demonstration because I know a lot of people don't know what it means. You know, 2 cups of water to every cup of rice or grain or whatever. So. But here go the plot twist, okay, for this nice little recipe. I'm not sure what I want to call it yet, but just know for the burrito that we're making, right? The black rice burrito. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna mix the black and the white together, guys. We're gonna mix black and white together this time. Yeah, this time. Only this time. Yeah. This is where interracial grainage is possible. But yeah, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and mix the grains, you know what I mean? So you're gonna have some nice quinoa with some black rice. All right, not too much going on there. But I like to do little stuff like that, you know what I mean? Give it some extra consistency, some extra texture. There's a certain fluff that you get from cooking quinoa that is definitely extremely beautiful within the burrito. And I'm gonna break that down a little bit, so. But yeah, so we want to go ahead and get that in there, and then we want to add our water, okay? So let's get you out of here real quick, just so you can really get a look at what's going on. So this is the black rice with the quinoa also in there. You're going to go ahead and add your water in there, right? And this is how you just want to gauge it. Every time you pour it in, you see how it looks like you haven't put any water in there yet? This is how people overdo the water situation. Just swirl your finger in there. Look at them cosmics. Look at the universe. Look at the universe. That's melanin blackness in the cosmos with all these stars. With them white dwarf stars. But yeah, anyway. Don't mind me, y'all. I be having fun when I be cooking. That's the main ingredient, right? Ingredient is love. You know what I mean? But nevertheless, now you see there's no floatage. So now you can see an adequate measurement of where the water supply is at. And this is a good amount right here. Right? You see from the base to where I have about this much submersion taking place with the grains inside the water. But we want a little bit more because the black rice takes a little bit longer to cook than the quinoa does, right? So we're going to add a little bit more so that my finger goes in there. It's going about up to close to the line. But this is good right here, all right? Just so y'all can get a nice idea of what I'm looking at on the camera, all right? So this is a good amount right here. And this is all you really want for the variance of how I'm going to be cooking these grains, all right? So you're going to go ahead and put your stove on high until this comes to a boil. And then when it comes to a boil, we're going to go ahead and finish it off. Alright, y'all. So as y'all see, it's starting to come to a boil with our black rice and our quinoa combination. And as you see, it's starting to come to a boil. You know, conventionally, this is the time to turn down the heat all the way on low and go ahead and cover the pot. But before we do that, this is secret number uno, right? Secret number 1, right? As it pertains to just the texture and the consistency that we're looking for this recipe for ascendant being. And this is something that I utilize. You see it very conventionally done within rice and peas. If you're from the Caribbean or you're familiar with Caribbean food, we use rice and peas. And the secret ingredient we use is coconut, right? So right now we're about to go ahead and dash some coconut milk in there as it's coming to a boil, right? Don't worry about it drying up. It's gonna dry up a tad bit, and that's even a lot better for the steamage and for just trust me, trust that I'm over it. Trust me. Cool. All right. So you're gonna get your Himalayan sea salt, right? And actually, I also have, right, you're gonna get your black salt. I have my black salt in bulk as well, all organic, volcanic, activated charcoal, black salt as well, alongside with pink Himalayan sea salt. Okay, so this is what you want right here. This is my old black salt bottle, but we went ahead and refilled it up with the bulk. All right, so you have black salt and pink salt, no red salt on this one. All right, so you just want to go ahead and put a little bit of sea salt in there, right? Get some of that black salt in there as well. Okay, you get different mineral densities when it comes to the salt, so that's why they're different. So it's not just all for a salty taste, if you will, but they have a little bit more mineral differences taking place there. And then you want to go ahead and add some coconut milk. All right. So we pour a little bit of the coconut milk in there, and you're going to see the boil almost stop a little bit. All right, you don't need too much, just enough. And let me go ahead and mix it around a little bit. All right. All these white ingredients trying to black out the blackness, but it can't do it. Now, you know we unapologetically black out here. Unapologetically indigenous out here. All right. So after you've done that, then as it's gonna heat back up, because you just put a cooler substance, a cooler liquid in there, obviously. Now what you want to do is put some scallion in there, right? So you get your scallion, all right? You just sprinkle it on the top there, all right? And you're just gonna let this cook down, all right? You're just gonna let the black rice and everything. This is also some collard greens, but you're not putting that in there. You're just gonna put the scallion in there right now and give it a nice little stir, right? And you can even taste what the water's tasting like, and that tastes good. That tastes good right there. Actually, you could probably use a little bit more salt. We want that taste to be up in there, so that's good right there. All right, and just give that another little mixture, and we good. All right, so this is how you want it to look on the inside. Okay, and then as it's coming back to a boil, you want to go ahead and put your stove on low. You're going to see the fire go down. Pay attention to the fire. It's going to go all the way down. It almost looks like it's off, but you see how the steam starts to come up. Look, let me turn it back up for you. Look how there's no steam, right? Because there's such an excitement of negative ions taking place. There's such a science taking place right now. It's actually kind of beautiful. You know, I'm an artist. I'm a creator by design, so I just be looking at these little things. But now when we turn down the heat and we give the quantum level of everything synaptically taking place within this alchemy right now, you're going to see the steam rise up. This is why when it looks like the fire's off and all your fuel source is gone, but more steam. So now, as everything breaks apart and I stop being geeky with it, you go ahead and cover your pot, right? And you keep it on a low heat. Now watch my situation right now. You don't know, say humble man. This is humble man creations. You know what I'm saying? These are the humbling times, you know what I mean? So, nevertheless, that's what you go ahead and do. Whatever pot you're using, you cover it up. You put the fire on low. And you set your timer for about 20 minutes. 20 to 25 minutes. Just set it for 20 minutes first. And if you need to add it on for a little bit more time, you could go ahead and do so. Add an extra 5 minutes on there. Because the black rice sometimes could depend. Depending on what you like and how you want it to taste. If you want it to be a little bit softer, you would add a little bit more water, okay? And just let more steam be able to access the pot and do its whole thing, because that's what's cooking down the rice right now, the grain more rather, is the steam. So it could sprout and it could do its thing. All right, so you see the water there a little bit boiling out. See, that's the steam being accumulated in there, right? It's a science right there, baby. See that? Look at that. Look at the bubble. It's gonna come. Boop. So that's the steam. The steam is accumulating. All right, and it's gonna go ahead and cook down. And you're good. What was that? Okay, never mind. All right, so that's how you get your rice started on the stove. So I want you to go ahead and do that. Pause this video real quick. Go ahead and take care of that portion first, and then come back and finish watching the rest of the video so you don't feel like it's long and drawn out and you're wasting a whole bunch of time before getting just the whole enchilada, the whole enchilada of the video and what you need to know. All right, so the 20 minutes is going to take, because that rice is going to take about 20-25 minutes to cook and really sprout out and do what it has to do. And while it's doing that, you could come back and finish watching the rest of the video or get the rest of the ingredients that you need to get, and even switch it up to your own liking, desire, and your pleasurement, so long as you keep it in the parameters of everything healthy. No meat, no flesh, no dairy, nothing crazy, you know. But as far as, you know, the tomatoes and the onions and the avocados and the things that you want to add into the rice bowl mix, all right? Let's get it. All right, family, so peace. So as we go ahead and get it situated on the pot, well, I should have put some coconut oil in it, but actually, that's refreshing. This is some nice natural spring water, glass situation. Gotta love it all the time. I would give them a plug if they was paying the brother, you know what I mean? But they not, you know what I mean? I'm paying. But yeah, so as we got that on the stove going ahead doing what it's doing, we got about 20 minutes to spare, so I'm gonna go ahead and tell you the rest of the ingredients that you're gonna need for this recipe. Now, the cooking of the rice is really the only thing you're gonna be doing that's gonna take the most amount of time. You're gonna be using black rice. But however, you could also use this, which is what a senator almost always does, is a raw situation on the inside where there's no cooked foods with inside. You could just make it a raw meal. Use your avocados, which you're also going to be using for today's recipe. You could use some plantain. You don't have to fry plantain all the time to eat it. Just make sure it's fully ripe. You could enjoy it in the same sustenance. But nevertheless, and so many other things that you could go ahead and, you know, dash in a nice little, you know, wrap right here and make it a raw situation. However, you know, I make these videos with the ideas to make the concessions to other beings who are making transition in different layers or different, you know, levels of their consciousness and awareness to eating a certain type of way or consuming a certain type of way. So right now, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna make that sacrifice for myself. Let's look at I'm making a sacrifice for y'all, man. Nah, I'm playing, but I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy this right here. It is a splurge for me. A lot of people ask what my dietary regimen consists of, and on the very contrary, it's very opposite to a diet. It's a live et, right? And that's something that I've also just created in my consciousness of thinking, which is to put live foods into your body for sustenance so that you're getting all the adequate amount of enzymes, minerals, trace minerals, all these beautiful things, right? So, but I keep it at a balance, because at the end of the day, we are dealing with a current disposition of the here and now, and we may overstand antiquity and what things may have meant and represented to our health and our posterity on a higher level. We're living in a different day and time. You know, our ancestors were dealing with certain levels of chemtrails purposely being polluted in the skies, certain levels of dilapidated water supply, food supply, and all these other things, genetically modified, y'all already done know the situation already. So, and we'll go into that if you don't, but not for this video. But nevertheless, you know, so what I like to do is I call it a 90-10 ratio as it pertains to I'm a 90% raw vegan. And even when I have that 10% of cooked foods, it is the best of the best, and it really still isn't cooked. The longest I'm ever on the stove with cooking any of my food or putting heat to any of my food is about 20 to 25 minutes, maybe 30, 35 minutes if I'm cooking wild rice, right? And that's the only thing that I ever cook for that duration of time, which is rice, or if I'm making some kind of kamut bread. You've seen other videos where I make the kamut and I create the bread or spelt bread or something like that. But it's never past that 30-minute mark, if any. So I try to keep that balance that way to where I'm not overwhelming myself, but at the same time, I'm able to sustain myself and find the same amount of energy on an energetic, spiritual level of application of environment, right? How you apply to the circumstances that are unbecoming, right? Sometimes you have to do what you have to do. You won't get all the fresh greens all the time. You won't get all the fresh fruits all the time. Maybe you won't be able to live to that type of lifestyle. So when poop hits the fan in society, what do you then do to sustain yourself in nutrients and the retention rate of said energy that you look to gain from the foods that you eat and from the atmosphere that you have to live within, right? That's a whole different layer of thought, spirit physics. You already know we're gonna get into it. But nevertheless, right here we're gonna be making some black rice, but you could also use quinoa, right? This is the bag version that you could buy, but I honestly buy them in bulk because it's a lot cheaper and you can get a lot more. And I also usually get black quinoa as well. So you can either use black quinoa, oh, I think it's spilling, black quinoa or white, right? or you could get black rice or wild rice as well, okay? And that's about it for the grains for me, all right? However, this recipe, okay, we're gonna be using some all natural hemp seeds, all right? This is what we got right here. Give you a nice little close up on that, so you can see what's going on with that. All right. We always love to check those ingredients. Certified organic, boom boom. All right. All right. So that's one ingredient that we're gonna need for this recipe. You're also gonna need some avocado. Okay. You're also gonna need some extra salt, some sea salt, possibly. Right. You're also gonna need some red onion, some cayenne powder, an herbal mix of your choice. This right here has parsley, cilantro, rosemary, thyme, basil, you know, the regular. It's like a medley blend of Italian seasoning, but just an herbal mix. And this is organic as well. I just buy them in bulk. This is why you see them in plastic bags. All right. And also too, I have a little mix of collard greens here with also some parsley chopped up in there that I had in my fridge. And I said the red onion already. And that's pretty much all that you need, because all these, I'm bugging. Also, what you're gonna want to get, you're gonna want to get yourself some good hummus. All right, now this is some good classic hummus that I get, made out of chickpeas, right? Just to get with it the nice little texture. Like when you combine this whole situation, it's gonna be dope. But nevertheless, you can make, you know what I'm saying, you can make hummus fresh at home. You get yourself some sesame seeds, you get yourself some garbanzo beans, a little bit of ginger as well, a little bit of squeeze of lemon in there. You just blend that bad boy up. It's gonna do its thing. However, this is also a pretty good brand that I get every now and then. Classic hummus. And it's just made out of organic garbanzo beans, olive oil, sesame tahini sauce, right? Lemon juice, sea salt, and it does use garlic in here. And that's a part of the splurge. This whole thing is a splurge for me, so I'm like, I'm gonna do it. I don't normally eat consume too much garlic, but because it thins out the blood, etc., etc. But it's not too bad. All right. And also too, I went ahead and picked up some sweet potatoes just to throw it in, just like the last one and everything. I was like, so they had it at the organic bakery shop that I'm close nearby, and they went ahead and cooked it. It's very simple. They bake it with some coconut oil and sea salt. All right, so that's sapphire oil, but nevertheless, so you got some baked sweet potatoes over here, right? And you also want to get yourself some tomatoes that I unfortunately forgot to get, which you don't really need tomatoes, you know what I'm saying? But it's still good when you can have some tomatoes, because you know what I mean, it just kind of brings it all together. And I was also lacking on the romaine lettuce right now too. You know, those added little sentiments just kind of bring it together. But for yourself, please learn from my mistakes. When you go shopping, make sure you get everything that you need. But you don't really... I didn't get the tomatoes, B. I didn't get the tomatoes. I was shopping too quick, you know what I'm saying? I was moving around the store. I was like, do I need this? But then I need that. And then I left far too quick without actually picking up the tomatoes. And I'm just like, I got too hyped. I got far too hyped. Man, I forgot the tomatoes, y'all. Damn, I forgot the tomatoes. So what are we gonna do now? We ain't got no more tomatoes to put along with this beautiful meal. So what we gonna do? We gonna keep on moving. It's all good, but you could go ahead and make sure you get some nice heirloom tomatoes. It's gonna be a great addition to this meal, all right? And we'll be safe, all right? But it definitely tastes a lot better. And now the main ingredient for this bad boy is these nice little paleo wraps, which are super dope. These are so good, yo. Honestly and truly, they're made out of all It's used for raw ingredients, but it's made out of coconut, right? It's a wrap that they make out of coconut. All right, so it's pretty much dehydrated coconut meat. Okay, so it's made out of coconut meat, the coconut water, just the whole coconut situation, and that's all it is. All right, there's no added salt, no, none of that. This is a really good brand as well. If you get your hands on that, okay. This is the brand right here, Paleo Wraps. Okay, non-GMO, raw, vegan, 100% paleo, gluten-free, blah blah blah, salt-free as well. This is why I added a little extra salt content into the whole recipe situation, because it has no salt here. However, this is all you need, and these are really good. Like when I say, like, there's no breakage, there's no trying to get close to the real thing as it pertains to the Chipotles and the burritos or all these other, you know, yeast and bacteria that you need in all these wheat wraps and all these different stuff. This is the best wrap. If you're not using a collard green leaf as the previous video and the previous thing that we created, this is the, actually I think not even the next best thing, but actually the first best thing. You know what I mean? This kind of took the crown, if you ask me, as when you comparing the two. I'm like, this right here, it got the sweet with the everything. It's just dope. All right. But I also make my hummus a very special way, actually, and I make it spicy. And I utilize some nice Jamaican jerk seasoning sauce. All right. So this is also something that you could go ahead and utilize if you have it to your availability. You don't know, so we have to put a little Caribbean vibe in the thing, you know. You don't know how the thing say what? Yeah, we have to go and do what we do. So here you have some Jamaican seasoning, jerk seasoning, the authentic situation, you know what I mean? If you're from the island, you don't know the things that already, boom. So that's what we got going on. So we have some Jamaican spicy hummus, all right? Jerk hummus. Wifey the jerking things, but they don't know the thing going already. It's a grown man business, you already know, heterosexual pride over here, we good. So yeah, we make some jerk seasoned hummus, and that's the nice second secret that I utilize, is the jerk seasoning, and it's really good. Nice, nothing but herbs and spices in this bad boy, all organic, all raw, and this was actually brought up from Jamaica, personally from a farmer, so we lit. So yeah, and that's about it, man. That's all you essentially need. Now we don't so excited. Let's get it. Alright. So here go the black rice. This is how it's gonna look when it's all the way done, all the way finished. And whew, it smells divine. So let's bring you in here. Come on, come down. Here you go. And this is just off the pot, so it's still hot. Alright. And you can use this paleo wrap with a completely with hot ingredients, you know what I mean? So it's more so utilized for a completely, that 90%, remember that 90% of raw veganism I speak of? That's more so what these wraps are really great for, just to give you more versatility with your recipe, complement as it pertains to that lifestyle of more so being a fruitarian and a raw vegan. But you can still use it for hot ingredients like some cooked rice. We'll wrap right here. And now what you're gonna do is go ahead and mix up your ingredients, alright? This is good. This has its nice nutty flavor, right? Very nutrient dense. Alright, everything is just still so formulated. It still has a beautiful sticky consistency almost. So when you bite into this paleo, it's just gonna chew, right? Because it has the quinoa mixed in there as well. Because you know the quinoa fluffs up when it cooks. Alright, so now okay, you're gonna get your avocado. Yeah, get used to using your hands. Hold on, matter of fact, let me take off the masterpieces real quick. some cayenne. This is what you got on the inside right here. Alright, so you can also add your okra in there as well if you have some. I ran out on bugger, I forgot my hemp seeds. Alright, but yeah, you could add your okra in there. You could also add so many other things. You could add your tomatoes. If you have bell peppers, you could add some bell peppers in there. Like I said, you could also get your plantain in there if you like. Alright, and this is what you got on the internal. You're just gonna mix this up. Alright, so now that you got your rice bowl, this is all your ingredients. Now you go ahead and make your wrap. The only thing about these is that they're a little bit small. Alright, but we still make it work nevertheless. So you go ahead and take a nice little spoonful, dump it in the middle there. And I mean, you see how it sticks onto the spoon? That consistency is gonna be so good. I'm telling you, you're gonna love it. Alright, you don't gotta be shy on the inside there. Alright, that's a nice good amount right there. Okay, and you could sprinkle a little bit of, if you have some romaine lettuce, you have some freshly cut up tomatoes, again, you could go ahead and put those on the top. Okay, you can add your onions in there as well. I don't really feel like it right now, to be honest with you, so I'm not gonna do the onions right now. I'm gonna add a little bit of these sweet potatoes, these baked sweet potato fries as well. Okay, and this is how this one is gonna turn out right about now. Oh, I'm bugging, I forgot my hummus. You also wanna put your hummus on the bottom, right? But it'll work out on the top as well. It's still gonna be all up in there. Okay, this is some nice jerk seasoned hummus right here. All right, so it's gonna be a little spicy, all right, especially with the cayenne in there as well. And this is how you looking on the inside, okay? And you just wrap this bad boy up. Okay. Now how you wrap this up now, you bring everything to the edge, like so, right? And then you tuck in the sides, right? And then you just almost like tuck it and you just fold it. So you fold it in, don't be nervous, right? Just like how you would any other burrito. Get a little bit there. And this is how it looks. This is how it looks right here. Strong, sturdy, it's good. Alright. Alright. Go ahead and cut into this bad boy right now. Now you want to make at least a good 4 or 5 of these. You know what I'm saying? To really get what you're looking for. And now when we get on the inside of that bad boy, this is how we're looking on the inside.
Oh, you expect me to behave when you are wine like that? Girl, I'm go crazy when the straight beat drop. I know this is not an official remix, but the girl say they want Jack Frost on the track for me. Grips on your waist, and then return, girl. Back way. Tell your boyfriend that I don't play your business. It don't make sense to run away, even when I'm away. Girl, you hot H.O.T.
Alright, we got our final situation. You already know. So now we just gonna go ahead and taste it. You already know how this go down. And you know I'm never biased with it. You know what I mean? Let me just cut this a little bit more so I can get in there. There you go. Alright. This right here. This right here is the black rice burrito 9.0. They did it. Yo. The flavor on that is crazy. Look at the consistency. It doesn't break. You know what I mean? It stays intact. You know what I'm saying? This is the best burrito. I mean, vegan or not, healthy or unhealthy, I feel like this is one of the best wraps you could utilize if you're doing any type of burrito. But this right here, this recipe, you have the nice like the jerk seasoning in there. You know what I mean? With the avocado, the pear, you know, with the black rice. Woo. You could taste the hemp seeds as well. That density, that protein element, that you really being filled up. You know what I mean? This right here is so good. Hold on. Hold on. And we got another side. And we got a whole nother bite. But I'm gonna say that a little bit later. But there you have it. Finger looking good. So, not only do you know how to now create your black rice perfectly every single time, not too soft, not too shelly, right in between, balance, my art. So, thank you for watching, checking out another video. Look forward for a lot of other videos coming soon, a lot of simpler recipes. But like I said, this right here, this could be made raw, no cooking whatsoever. This is how I normally do it. How I normally do it, I put some avocados, some tomatoes, some romaine lettuce, right? Sometimes you can splash some fruit in there. You could do the whole fruit situation, some strawberries, blueberries. Just be creative with it. And I'm gonna be putting some other stuff out there to make concessions to all sides of the spectrum of our libertary consumption. So this is for my brothers and sisters out there making the transition. I definitely suggest getting up on one of these paleo wrap situations. They also have a turmeric version that's very good as well. All made out of coconut, all raw materials. And it's a guilty pleasure, y'all. Y'all gonna love it. Y'all gonna love it. Y'all gonna love it, I promise you, you know what I'm saying? So enjoy that, you know what I mean? Oh God. This is so good. It really is good. Like, I'm not even lying to you. Business. All handmade creations. Look at the sunshine. Woo-wee. Yo, all these stones are raw minerals, energetic frequency, no filter, no type of video effect. This is all natural combination with alchemy by way of the elements of planet Earth. You have labradorite, hematite, lapis lazuli, garnet. You have some peridotite, some carnelian, some rose quartz, some clear quartz. All raw materials ascended beyond jewelry. I love what I do, y'all. And I hope you love it too. A lot more coming in store. We got to get our energies back facilitated. We got to get our energies right for the summertime, man. This is just beautiful. Ooh, this is all raw copper. No video effect, just, oh my God. Look at the hand that created the masterpiece. Look at the hand that created the greatness. The hand shines in the sunlight just as divine, like, huh? Look at God work. You already know, man. Tap in, get connected with ABJ, Ascended Beyond Jewelry. This is your brother, Ascended Being. Peace.